What's up, guys? This is Deacon Lacrosse here, and check these out. This is the new Eart GW1, and this is the new Eart GW2. The company Eart reached out to me and asked me if I'd be interested in trying out their new headless models. And with no hesitation, of course, I said yes. One, because I really liked the previous guitar that I reviewed. Two, because I'm always interested in new models from companies that I like. And three, I'd never played any headless guitars before, and I was actually looking to try one out. So it's perfect. I got two right here. So these two models, as you can see, are pretty similar in certain ways, but each one has some pretty cool, outstanding features that make them their own. So let's get into some of the details that make these two guitars stand out. Starting off with the GW1 here, guys, we have a gorgeous blue poplar veneer top on an ash body. You've got a nice humbucker setup here, my personal favorite. A three-way blade to switch between them. One master volume, one master tone, and a floating and hardtail bridge. I'll get into that in a minute, because I have to talk about the neck on this. The fretwork is astoundingly good. There's no burrs. They're very well rounded, very well polished. I haven't found any buzzes. I haven't found any choke points. It's pretty damn good. And not to mention, they are 24 stainless steel medium-sized frets. So the back of the neck is 5-piece maple and redwood, and the front of the neck is Indian rosewood. And last but not least, to finish off this wonderful neck, it is a 9.5 to 14 compound radius. The profile on the back is a nice C shape, and it is a 25.5-inch scale. And then of course you have your locking nut at the very top here. Now getting back to the bridge here, guys, I've never played any headless guitars before, so I don't know if this kind of bridge comes standard on any other headless models, but I was pretty fascinated by how many options and how many variables and how many adjusters you have on this bridge. First of all, your string tuners are back and down here, and although they might be a little bit tough to turn by hand, they thought of everything, because inside this bag that came in the box has all kinds of wrenches and adjusters that you can use to fix and adjust everything on the guitar. And for the string tuners down here, specifically, they gave you this little tiny adjuster, which is basically just an extension magnetized. It stays in the guitar wherever you put it. You can put it in any one of these and it will stay in there. That's pretty cool, honestly. And then you can turn this, instead of trying to get in there between all the other adjusters and turn it, you have a little extension to help you get to it easier. Adjacent to the very last string tuner here, we have where your tremolo bar can go in, and this one's just a push in, it doesn't screw in, so this one just pushes all the way in, and it has its own specific set of tension, and this can actually be adjusted by a little screw that's on the bottom of the bridge here, and you can adjust how much tension that this will have. Some people like it to stay right where they're playing so they can just kind of work with it in and out. Some people like it to flop down and kind of swing when they're done playing so it's out of the way. The great thing is you can adjust the tension on that and make it whatever you want it to be. And next we have the individual string saddles. Now these are roller style saddles, so you have two different adjustments for these. You have one on the side of the bridge here that kind of compresses inwards and kind of mushes them together and stops them in place, if you will. And so when you loosen that, you can move and adjust those. And then when you retighten it, it kind of pushes them all together and keeps them where the intonation has been set. And then on the very top, you have the two little screws like a normal style saddle would be to adjust the height. And now for something that I thought personally was really crazy was it has the ability to lock and unlock, meaning you can unlock it into a floating bridge or you can lock it into a hardtail bridge. And that little locking device sits right up here at the top of the bridge next to the 6th string. When it's pushed down into the bridge like this, it is locked into hardtail mode. But if you were to take this up and out like that, it all of a sudden turns it into a floating bridge. Please understand that even though this is a floating bridge, it is not a Floyd Rose. Through playing the guitar and using the bridge normally, it stayed in tune pretty well, but overuse of the bridge could eventually lead to a drop in the tuning stability. The normal tension of a Floyd Rose is set up through springs that attach to a claw that attaches to the body in the back of the guitar. The tension system on this one is a spring that is underneath the bridge but at the bottom of the body. And of course there is an adjustment screw on the spring as well, so you can set it to the tension that you like for the floating bridge. Alright, so now let's see what some of the differences are between the GW1 and the GW2. Now, even though this one shares the same poplar veneer top as the other one does, the back of the guitar is made of safflower pear wood. Moving back to the front here, we still have the 2 humbucker setup, but these are chrome-covered closed Class 57 Eart pickups. Same as before, you have a 3-way blade here, a master volume, a master tone. This is a hardtail bridge, but this has something special about it as well, and I'll get to that in a second. Now, who am I kidding? I can't wait. The string tuners are on the back of the bridge here, standing up, and each one can be adjusted by hand yet again. If not, both guitars actually have a screw inside of each adjuster that you can actually loosen a little bit to make it a little bit easier. But the cool thing about this one is off to the side of the bridge here, you have a handy dandy little crank. Look at that little guy. Isn't that awesome? That's just sitting in the bridge. This little crank can fit into one of these holes and you can adjust it by spinning the crank. That's so cool. Moving on to the neck, just like the other one, we have a 5-piece maple and redwood neck. You also have the Indian rosewood fretboard returning as well. Comes complete with a plastic nut and a 0 fret. Now I'm going to mention 2 things specifically about both of the guitars, exactly the same, that I really like. The first one I'm going to mention is the jack placement. So it's right in here, angled this way. So it's aiming towards the knobs and the toggle switch. And what's really cool about that is depending on which way you decide to play, whether it's classically like this or rock and roll like this, it doesn't matter. The angle of the cable will not be interfered or cramped or crimped or anything like that. It's a very smart placement and a very smart angle for that to be. Plus, it's already headed in the direction of your strap buttons, so why not just loop it around your strap, and it's perfect. Absolutely no tension on the cable. Brilliant. And the other thing that is exactly the same on both of the guitars too is the truss rod placement, which is down at the bottom of the neck, right in front of the neck pickup. I've always liked this position better, just always have, so good job on that. I also documented a little bit of the unboxing with stills, so you can see in this first still that both guitars came in the same box and they were packed very tightly, which is great. Each of the boxes containing the guitar were taped up very well, very tight, and were undamaged. Inside each box, the guitars were wrapped very securely with bubble wrap, plastic, and padded with styrofoam. Upon the reveal of the guitar, they were in great shape, completely undamaged, but the strings were tuned to tension. But ultimately the package arrived on time, secure, undamaged, and the company was very supportive about it. Alright guys, so there's some of the differences and similarities between the Eart GW1 and the Eart GW2. So let's go ahead and plug these guys into my Laney IRT studio so we can hear some real tones. Alright, thank you guys so much for joining me for this demonstration and review of the new Eart GW1 and 2 headless guitar models. I will say I have a slight bit of bias going on here. I was not very interested in getting any headless guitars pretty much for any reason other than maybe trying one out just to see what it's like. But if I had to get a headless guitar from any company, I'm very happy that it was from Eart. I've tried their products, several products before, and I've never been unhappy with anything that they've done. So I applaud you guys for giving us such good products and paying so much attention and respecting the players so well. Thank you. I feel like it can be easy for companies to get caught up in the business side of things. How much does it cost versus how much people are gonna pay for it? And that's all very necessary stuff to think about, absolutely. But ultimately, you're making an instrument for a person, for a player. And I've always felt that Eart has always kept that in mind. And that's important to them. Because we need to be able to play an instrument, and we need to be able to play that instrument well, and that instrument needs to be comfortable for us. And I've never felt that that was not achieved. Some of the features and some of the craftsmanship on this you would not see for anything under $1,000. That's mind-blowing. If you haven't before, you should really give Eart a chance. Maybe the GW1 and 2, maybe another one. I truly at this point believe that trying any one of their products would be anything less than a great experience. So let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. Do you guys like headless guitars? Do you play headless guitars? Are you interested in headless guitars? So please like the video, please subscribe to the channel if you already haven't, and all that jazz, because it really helps out the community, really helps out the channel, and I do appreciate it. And if you like this video, I also have an Eart Explorer 1 video that I did. I'll put the link in the description for that as well. And with that, I want to say thank you again for everything that you guys do. I really do appreciate all the love and support. And with that, I say see you guys next time and have a rockin' day.